I came to Perak through a contact that I made maybe about 12 months ago now. Chick Boy, who's the team manager for Perak Futsal, and I was in touch with him to get more knowledge of Asian futsal and to discuss futsal, and eventually we started talking about bringing a team from Europe to the tournament in January, which I visited in the end. We didn't get a team for that this year, but if there's any teams over in Europe now, and I spoke to a couple already that are interested in coming next January or February, whenever it might be, then let me know and we can try and organise. It was a fantastic experience for the clubs that came, really professional tournament, and on TV, watched by a lot of people, and the royal family came, so you'll be treated well. Drop me a message if you're interested in that. But yeah, in talking to the club about this tournament and then coupled with my losing my job in Malta, then the timing was just perfect. And Boy asked me, or he said, look, I want to start talking to you about coaching next season. So from the first moment he said that, I had my heart set on it. I'd always wanted to come to Asia. Didn't think that would be Malaysia to begin with. You know, I've always had my eyes set on Japan, Thailand, Indonesia, but now the Malaysian league is growing really quite rapidly. So that, coupled with a club with a really good structure, really good setup, and a big ambition, then that was it was a no-brainer. I was looking for a new job. This one came up. It was really just perfect timing. So, but then everything had to fit. It had to be a good project. It had to be stable. It wouldn't be easy to come halfway around the world without having some stability. You know, if you hear a lot of horror stories about players not getting paid, clubs folding, things like that. So I had to make sure it was a good club, and it was. I spoke to a few people about it, and here I am. So hopefully I can add my little grain of sand to Perak Futsal and Malaysian Futsal and make a success of it. Now everyone at the club, the objective is to win. The players, the staff, the management, and the BAFA. We want to win. Whether that's an aim for this season is another matter. Can we do it in one season? Yes, we can. We've got the players, we've got the conditions, we've got the coaches, we've got the management. But there are other good teams in the Malaysian league. So, of course, the aim is to try and win. Minimum objectives, we want to be among the top three, and always a personal objective of mine is to be competing right until the end of the season. So we'll be close. Can we push that over the edge of the season? Sure, we can. Doesn't all depend on us. Bahrain have got a very big investment into their squad this season, so it won't be easy, but certainly we can, and that's kind of what we're going to try and do. If not this season, next season. But certainly Perak's going to be one of the top teams in Malaysia this season, next season. National team, I don't know too much about, so I won't really go into that. I've got a couple of players three players in my squad for the national team, some ex-national team players, so the national team got a good level. Let's compare it directly to England. They're lower in the rankings. I think the last result might have been a 5-4, so it was close. I think England have got some good players, technically good players, but lack futsal experience. In Malaysia, I think overall the level of players are not as good as England, but more people play, so there are more players to choose from, and probably a little bit more experience because they've been playing a little bit longer, I'd imagine. So yeah, a lot of questions about the standard. So how can we compare the standard? It's really quite difficult to say, yeah, Malaysia is here compared to England, Spain, and Malta. So let's try. Like I said, it's very similar to England in terms of national teams. So England's a little bit higher, like I said, but what I think Malaysia has now is seriousness. It's futsal being taken seriously in this country, and it's growing and growing. This is the second year of a professional futsal league. You can tell that the players are getting good training 5-6 times a week, regular matches, and they can dedicate themselves to this. So it's gonna make strides. Someone asked me about Spain as well. Victor Fortea on Instagram asked me about where would it compare to Spain. Again, very difficult, because even I played in Spanish 7th and 8th tier, and I even think those teams would do quite well in the English league. So Spain's another kettle of fish. All the players there play futsal all their life, and even the lowest teams can out-tactic some good teams, So probably looking at Segunda B, Tercera, so second B, third division in Spain for the top teams in Malaysia. So also there's 3 foreign players in the country. One from Iran, Tawhid. He's only 20, or 21, but he was named in the top 10 players in the world recently for under 23s, I think it was. We've got an international player, Fineo Futsal in Pahang, and there's a Brunei international in Sarawak. So, certainly the 2 international players in Perak and Pahang are a very good level. They're internationals. Fineo played for Azerbaijan in the Euros. He's played in the Champions League a few times. He's travelled around Europe quite a lot. So, I'll tell you what, come over next January, February for a tournament in Perak, and let's compare the level directly, because that would be the best way to really compare. There's, like I said, the players here are, in Asia in general, the people are smaller physically, so they might lack that on a global scale, and that might bring the level down. But I think overall, it's the fact that they're training every day. It makes it serious, and watch on YouTube, see what you think about the level. So yeah, really difficult to compare directly, but maybe third division in Spain. I think the English Super League, most teams here would compete in that league as well. So what do I prefer in my goalkeeper? You want a last line of defence that you can really rely on. I prefer that over shot stopping. Obviously shot stopping is important, but I think that's a little bit easier for a goalkeeper to handle. If a team shoots from distance, I think most goalkeepers should have the reactions and be able to stop them. What you want is someone who can be that last line of defence, and you can rely on, because obviously in futsal you're gonna get beat. You're gonna get teams in through on the goalkeeper and past the last line of defence. So you want that goalkeeper that you can trust in one-on-one situations, even 2-on-0 situations. You need someone that might pull out even 3-on-0. If we're talking Fermin Fernandez from Tranmere, you'll remember that 3-on-0 that he saved. To be fair, the attacker should have passed it, but you just don't save 3-on-0, but he did. So you want that last line defence, that's someone that becomes a wall, a barrier, and that comes from the technique, I think, using a very good cross technique. So yeah, that's really what I prefer. If I had to choose one for my goalkeeper, that would be it. And do I prefer one that can push along with the attack and attempt goals? No, not really. It's not necessary. If you need to use that tactic, then you can swap in an outfield player for it. So I'm not one for having to go push up. Maybe on an occasion, maybe for a set piece, or maybe for a little bit of respite in possession. But again, I don't think I've used that in the last couple of seasons. So no, I'm not thrilled about that. If you had a goalkeeper like Higuita, then yeah, of course, you've got a player there that can really make a difference to attack. So you want to use a player like that, but no, it's not a tactic I'd pursue, and that's not something I need from my goalkeeper necessarily. Got to be good with his feet, he's got to distribute well, but doesn't need to join the attack. Novice goalkeeper, if you're just starting out, which I know you are, again, when to join the attack. Don't make that your priority as a new goalkeeper. If your team has prepared it, then you'll know the right moments to do that. But don't plan to do that. And how do you improve your odds on a quick attack? So I think you're talking about 2 versus goalkeeper or 2v1. Certainly, if you've got a 2v0 there, 2v goalkeeper, then you're going to need something special to stop it. So how can you turn the odds in your favour? Give them a little feint. So we talk about feinting in attack, but feinting in defence is just as important. To try and make the first move. And if you do that, then you can predict it a little bit more. But odds are against you. So if any saves you make when it's 2v0, then you've done well. Yeah. Any help from novice goalkeeper, get yourself padded up, get the right equipment. The more pads for a novice, the better. Make yourself feel invincible, and if you feel like that, then you're going to make more saves. Diet I'm not going to touch, not yet, because diet is so important, very important for an athlete to become elite and make the physical training that he's doing or she's doing, make it even more worthwhile. But that would be a culture change for a lot of the athletes here. We're going to advise, we're going to try and suggest changes in the diet, but no, I really do think Malaysian athletes need to eat better, need to look after themselves a lot more cooking at home rather than makan in the mamak. But yeah, hopefully over the time I'm here, hopefully we can make some small changes to the diet and improve that. And physicality that I mentioned before, Asian people are smaller in general, so against teams from the rest of the world, they might lose that physical battle. But within Malaysia, within Asia, then no, this can be a big advantage if we build in a real physical strength conditioning program into the players' training. So you can do that with core sessions, with strength sessions. You can use the gym. We will use the gym a couple of times this season, pre-season. We'll go back again now. We've got another mini pre-season, or maybe a big pre-season. But yeah, speak to your physical trainer. Any extra sort of core work, strengthening work will help when you come to play on the court. You can do it on the court as well. A lot of training can be done on the court with the ball. Some of the top coaches will say that you don't need to do any gym work. Everything can be done based around the game. I believe that to a certain extent. I also think there's a place for physical training on its own. We've got the luxury now of having professional teams, so we can give extra sessions in the gym, which we're going to do once or twice a week. And if you're only training 2 or 3 times a week, then yeah, you need to build it in or give players homework. But from what I've seen so far, the fitness is quite good with local players. Without looking at the league test results and comparing exactly, we had some good results. That was at the start of the season, start of pre-season. So hopefully now the fitness improved. We'll test them again before we get going again. So yeah, I think the fitness is quite a good level, and we can always improve it, and hopefully we'll do that. So ideally, you want minimum 25 minutes warm up to 35-40 minutes, and you'll find most competitions will give you that 40-minute period before the match to warm up. Also, it depends on the situation, depends on the venue, depends on the competition you're playing in. So even recently in the Spanish Cup, there were teams that didn't warm up on the match court because, I can't remember what it was, I think it must be the previous match ran over quite a lot. So they didn't get used to the court until, I don't think they even managed to get on before the game started. But 25 to 40 minutes warm up, I would say, is about right.